Today on Public Eye News, Governor Gretchen Whitmer announces her decision on new NNU board appointees. But first, a look into MySTEM's expansion on education.
Coming up, Kenneth Hickmott will give you your weather forecast, but we'll take a look at conditions for today and days to come. And later, JT DeMog will give you your sports breakdown. I'm Emily Goodacre.
And I'm Dylan Dubé, and this is Public Eye News. The Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunities MySTEM network is expanding STEM learning opportunities with the first round of its Playbook mini grant program. 17 public education agencies across the state are sharing $800,000 to expand place, project, and problem-based STEM learning. The goal is to give students more hands-on experiences that connect classroom learning with real-world careers. The grants are part of a larger $1.75 million initiative, supported in part by a $1 million contribution from General Motors. The remaining funds will support teacher training and program development with a focus on expanding STEM access in rural and underserved communities across Michigan. And Republicans in several states are moving ahead with new voter citizenship verification laws, even as similar legislation remains stalled in the U.S. Senate. This week, South Dakota and Utah approved measures requiring documentary proof of citizenship for some voting privileges, while similar proposals are advancing in Florida and Missouri. In Michigan, supporters submitted about 750,000 petition signatures in an effort to place a constitutional amendment on the November ballot that would require reviews of voter records to confirm citizenship. Federal law already prohibits non-citizens from voting, but supporters say additional verification would strengthen election security. Voting rights advocates argue the requirements could make it harder for some eligible citizens to vote.
Michigan Tech University is launching the public phase of what leaders say is the most ambitious fundraising campaign in the school's history. The campaign has a goal of $350 million and is designed to support students, research, and improvements across campus. University officials say that they have already exceeded their original goal, raising more than $351 million since the leadership phase began in 2021. Donations have helped create new scholarships and fellowships, support faculty research, and fund campus projects. Some of those projects include plans for the Chang K Park Center for the Student Wellness, which is expected to break ground in summer 2026. The public launch will take place during Michigan's Tech annual Give Back to the Pack 24-hour giving event in April. And Governor Gretchen Whitmer has announced two new appointments to the Board of Trustees at Northern Michigan University. Susan Corbin of Petoskey and Glenn Stevens Jr. of Royal Oak will join the board with their terms beginning January 1st, 2027. Corbin currently serves as Director of Michigan's Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, while Stevens is Executive Director of Mich Auto and Chief Automotive and Innovation Officer for the Detroit Regional Chamber. The board helps guide major decisions for the school, including finances, policies, and long-term planning. Corbin and Stevens will replace trustees whose terms expire at the end of this year, pending approval from the Michigan Senate. Their appointments will run through the end of 2034. And now to the latest on the gas prices, which have been climbing since the start of the U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran. This morning, we're hearing from President Trump on the spike, which he says is short-term. While almost everyone is feeling pain at the pump, one state in particular is being hit especially hard. CBS' Jared Hill has the latest from New York.
At gas stations coast to coast, Americans are feeling new pain at the pump.
Everybody got bills and stuff. Now the gas is going way back up again.
Skyrocketing oil and gas prices as the U.S.-Israeli conflict with Iran is strangling the flow of tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, that critical waterway through which about a fifth of the world's oil flows. Oil topped $100 a barrel overnight for the first time in 4 years. The national average for a gallon of regular is now about $3.45, up nearly 50 cents over the past week. But in California, AAA reports more than $5 a gallon.
I'm paying $40, but that doesn't get me a full tank anymore.
Petroleum industry analysts on why California has it particularly tough.
A unique market that is essentially cut off from the rest of the country.
The state has the highest gas tax in the nation, requires a cleaner, more expensive fuel blend, and 2 major refineries were shut down due to high operating costs. Sunday evening, President Trump downplayed the spike in oil and gas costs, calling it a very small price to pay on social media. Energy Secretary Chris Wright on Face the Nation.
They shouldn't go much higher than they are here because the world is very well supplied with oil.
Meanwhile, some are already changing their habits.
Part of the reason why I have my bike here is because it's cheaper.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is urging the White House to tap into the nation's strategic oil reserve. The White House said only if it's needed. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Don't touch that dial. Kenneth will be back with your weather forecast after this short break. Stay tuned.
Next time on Antiques Roadshow, which of these treasures are winners when it comes to value?
I don't even know what to say. Oh my goodness.
We do see trophies come up from Miss America, but firsts are always the best.
I was not a superhero comic person until Spider-Man came along, and that one I just picked up.
It's Antiques Roadshow, next time from North Carolina Museum of Art in Raleigh.
Monday night at 8 on WNMU TV.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Kenneth Hickmott, here to bring you your weather forecast for today. Taking a look at the sky cam outside, we can see we have some nice blue sky starting to peek in over here on the left, and we can see most of the snow has melted on campus, so a lot of that green grass is starting to show through. We're starting to get some color back to our places. Taking a look across the map, we can see Houghton is currently 44 and windy, Ironwood is currently 44 and sunny, Iron Mountain 59 and sunny, Menominee 64 and sunny. Taking a look at the west side of the state, we see places like Escanaba 64 and sunny, Manistique 43 and sunny, Sault Ste. Marie 48 and mostly cloudy, and here in Marquette it's currently 50 and sunny. Taking a look at the conditions today, we can see we're getting some winds coming from the northwest at about 15 miles per hour, and our barometric pressure is 29.59 inches and rising. Taking a look at the conditions tonight, we're going to see some clouds kind of roll in with the lows dropping down to about 27 degrees tonight, with winds at about 5 miles per hour coming from the north, and our moon phase tonight is going to be a waning gibbous. Taking a look at the conditions tomorrow, we can see it's still going to be cloudy with a high of 31 and a low of 27, with winds reaching 10 miles per hour coming from the northeast. Looking at the rest of the weather to finish our week off, we can see Wednesday with a high of 30, low of 16, mostly cloudy. Thursday, high of 31, low of 21, and mostly sunny. And Friday with a high of 33 and a low of 16 and mostly cloudy. That's it for the weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you for that forecast, Kenneth. It's nice to see that sun popping out and clearing the snow off the sidewalks and being able to walk once more. And moving into some statewide news, authorities in southern Michigan are searching through debris after suspected tornadoes killed at least 4 people, including a 12-year-old boy, during powerful storms Friday. The hardest hit area was near Union City, where the National Weather Service says an EF3 tornado with winds of at least 150 miles per hour struck the Union Lake area. Homes were flattened, trees were uprooted, and emergency crews spent the weekend clearing roads and checking for additional victims. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer says a state of emergency will be declared for Branch, Cass, and St. Joseph counties. The same storm system also produced several tornadoes in Oklahoma, where 2 people were killed. And Michigan's outdoor recreation economy continues to grow, but still lags behind the national average. New data from the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis shows the industry added about $15.1 billion to Michigan's economy, up from $14.6 billion the year before. That's a growth rate of about 3.5%, slightly below the nationwide increase of 4%. The report says Michigan still ranks in the top 20 states across many outdoor recreation categories, including boating, fishing, and snow sports. Travel and tourism contributed to the largest share of the industry's economic impact. Overall, the outdoor sector supported nearly 125,000 jobs across the state while continuing to play a major role in Michigan's economy. And as the fighting with Iran escalates, Tehran has confirmed that Mojtaba Khamenei will now take over as the country's new supreme leader following the killing of his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. President Trump told Fox News he's not happy about the selection and previously said he wants to be involved in picking the next leader. U.S. officials also now say a 7th American has died from the Iranian attacks. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
Thick black smoke rose above Beirut today as Israel targets Iranian-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon. In Tehran, plumes engulfed much of Iran's capital city after weekend strikes by the U.S. and Israel targeting oil storage facilities.
I think we are all seeing right now the threat that this clerical regime poses to the region and to the world. They are trying to hold the world hostage. They are attacking their neighbors.
The latest fighting comes as Iranian clerics chose slain Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei's son Mojtaba Khamenei as his successor, prompting celebrations from hardline supporters. Israel offered this warning.
The highest risk job right now is to be the new Ayatollah. That's a high-risk job.
President Trump told Fox News he's not happy about the selection. He had said he wanted to be involved in choosing the next leader.
We don't want to come back every 5 years or every 10 years and do this, so we want to pick a president that's not going to be leading their country into a war.
The president is also blaming Iran for the deadly strike on a girls' school late last month. Sources tell CBS News an early U.S. assessment suggests the United States is likely responsible, but did not target the school intentionally.
It's being investigated, which is the only answer I'm prepared to give.
As the president and vice president paid tribute this weekend to the service members killed in conflict, U.S. Central Command says a seventh has died from injuries sustained during the initial retaliatory attacks. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Don't go anywhere. JT will have your sports breakdown after this, and we'll be right back.
Rajiv Nagaich is an elder law attorney, author, radio personality, and retirement planning visionary.
Imagine waking up tomorrow with the peace of mind that comes from knowing that you've actually taken control of your future.
He's the architect of life planning, which has transformed the way millions of people think about, plan for, and experience retirement.
It's about having a documented plan that honors who you are and what matters to you.
Monday night at 9 on WNMU TV.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm JT DeMog, here to bring you today's sports action. Starting it off on the court, where the Northern Michigan University men's basketball team fell to Grand Valley State University 67-57 in the GLIAC Tournament Championship. The game started back and forth until the Lakers ensued on a 21-5 scoring run. Turnovers proved costly for the Wildcats as the high-pressure Lakers defense forced 14 turnovers from the Wildcats. The Lakers would finish the game with 20 points from forced turnovers. Both teams struggled to shoot the ball, with NMU shooting its third worst game percentage of 39.6, while shooting just 23.8% from deep. Dylan Keel led the Wildcats with 16 points and 8 rebounds. Despite their loss, the Wildcats were able to gain a bid into the Big Dance and will face Rockhurst in Ohio next Saturday. And now sliding it onto the ice, where the Detroit Red Wings shut out the New Jersey Devils 3-0. Detroit ended its 2-game losing streak while stopping New Jersey from winning 4 straight. Mo Sider gave Detroit its first goal of the day just 3 minutes into the game. Detroit lit the lamp once again a quarter of the way through the second period when James Van Riemsdyk tipped in a Mo Sider wrist shot, making the lead 2-0. It wasn't until the halfway mark of the third period when NMU alumni Dominic Shine buried a wrist shot, scoring his first NHL goal. Goalies John Gibson and Cam Talbot blocked 31 shots, earning the 7th combined shutout in Red Wings history. The Wings are back in action tomorrow night against Florida. And now, ending things off on the hardwood, where the Detroit Pistons have dropped 4 straight games, losing 121-110 to the Miami Heat. Detroit trailed by 25 in the first half, which was their largest first-half deficit of the season. Miami's Tyler Hero was unstoppable, ending the night with 25 points of his own, while teammate Bam Adebayo reached a new career milestone. Adebayo finished the game with 24 points, eclipsing the 10,000 career point marker, joining Dwayne Wade as the only 2 players to achieve that milestone in a Heat jersey. For the Pistons, Cade Cunningham finished with 26 points and 10 assists, and Detroit still holds a 2.5-game lead over Boston for first place in the Eastern Conference. That's all I have for sports. Now back to the desk.
Thank you for that sports breakdown, JT. It's nice to see the Red Wings doing well, potentially being able to clinch a playoff berth, and obviously fantastic to see Dominic Shine score his first NHL goal.
Yes, that's really cool for the hockey team.
Well, that's all the time we have for Public Eye News. I'm Dylan Dubé.
And I'm Emily Goodacre.
And we'll catch you next time.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.